And you know what? You actually have to use a cursor, and that would be the reason why. So yeah, I'm not using my phone. I'm using two. So I've got my phone here, and I've got YouTube going on here. So you'll be able to see this live through YouTube. Alrighty, so let me head back to my mat, and hopefully you too might have a little glass of Pinot with you as well. Cheers to you all. Okay, so this came out of a little bit of fun because we've got to bring some lightness into the darkness that sort of seems to be sitting over the top of us. So many people will say to me, this is so very, very common at the end of class, why don't we one day just come to class and just do cheese and bickies? I was just hoping one day as I was driving here that we weren't going to do yoga, that you were just going to open the door and there was going to be, cheese and bickies and we were going to have a good old time. And I always say to them, you know what, you're absolutely dreaming. You know that's never going to happen. So you can now honestly say that I've been able to give you the beautiful opportunity of being able to have wine and yoga. So this came, you've probably seen this posted on some really funny Facebook pages, and people have little tidbits and information about have they seen whatever. I've seen like wine yoga. I saw what do I see today? Vino and vinyasana. I've seen drunk yoga. It's all a little bit of fun, and I just thought, you know what, we need a little bit of fun in our life. So here we are. So in my hideaway where I am at the moment, and I have my glass of Pinot. Now, this is not to say that you have to have a glass of wine. You could have a glass of water. You could have some sparkling water. It's all just a matter of fun. But I've done a little bit of a practice. Trust me, I am running with this totally raw. What is really good about it is that it really challenges your hand and eye coordination. It also challenges your balance. So it's a little bit of using all of the senses, which is a really nice thing to do. So even if, yes, this isn't suggested for the children, but they could have a little plastic cup of juice or water or whatever their drink of choice might be. And again, you don't even have to have a wine glass if you wanted to have, as I said, a plastic glass. That's all fine too. So let's all settle in. Let's roll with it. Let's see where it ends up. That's always the fun side. This is my new philosophy of life. Brett said to me the other day when I was in Bali, you changed. he said, you're just going with the flow. It's just easy peasy stuff that you're going on with. So I have got a new philosophy of life, and that is we just have to go with the flow, because if we resist, we are going to be put up with enormous barriers. So my new philosophy is let's run with it. Let's see where it goes. Let's be adaptable, because seriously, if we can't adapt ourselves in this current climate, we are really going to get stuck. So I'm going to run with it. You're going to come with me on the journey, and we're going to enjoy the ride. All right, you're going to close your eyes anytime you're ready. We've got to do a little bit of pranayama to start with. So let's bring the hands to lap. Let's allow the head to soften. Let's start to take a few breaths here. Some nice big full inhalations and exhalations. We want the breath in to energize and bring life and vitality to us. This is our life force. It's our chi. And we let it all go on the exhalation. Okay. Some of you guys have had a pretty tough day at work. A lot of you, I know, are fielding enormous sort of queries and concerns from the general public. When you come into your little oasis at home, this is your sanctuary. Breath comes in, and the breath goes out as we let go. Okay. You're now here, you're now present. Whatever happened today happened. That is now what we will call the past. All we ever have is the present. It's so important to, as I said, go with the flow and just be fully present. Let's not worry about what might happen, because what might may never. So we can make up all these stories in our head of what might be the end of this whole, I'm going to call it, we call it the C word. and it may never come to fruition. Okay? The negative thoughts. So let's just stay strong. Let's stay powerful. Let our yoga practice really guide us, and let's have some fun along the way. We can't have a laugh and a giggle along the way, then to me, life's pretty boring. Let's just take 2 more deep breaths in. Connect with the breath. Breathe it out, let it go. Here's our last one. Use that breath out to release, to anchor that sensation of feeling totally relaxed. Let's begin to start. Come for me, first of all, with feet into together, feet in what we call Baddha, or sometimes I will call this butterfly pose or cobbler's pose. So you know what? Just get creative. This is my new, again, I've got a couple of new words. Creative is a great word because you know what? You can make mistakes. No one really cares. And we're just going to try and focus here on our poses, but also perhaps the use of our extra tool, our glass, to work on our balance and to also have a little tipple here and there. All right. Let the elbows come rest into those calves. Now we could perhaps have this trusty little glass sitting there in front of us as a little enticement as we come down and smell the bouquet of whatever it might be. What do they say? Your drink of choice, your poison of choice. So inhale that beautiful aromatics and let it go and relax. Let's take 2 more. Breathing in, soften the hips. Relax that grip that you might be having in the legs and just soften into it. A really beautiful way to open up the hips and the pelvis here. Exhale, let it go. 1 more breath in. Exhale, soften, inhale. Come on up for me here. Nice. We'll open the legs into a big wide V. I'm going to teach on all different aspects of my mat. At this stage, you can see, yes, I'm facing forward towards you. Just going to make life a little bit easier. Let's take the glass. If you want a little sip, cheers. I'm only going to make these so I haven't got my watch on over here. I'm going to make it about 30 minutes, 40 minutes, max that out. Tea time. You guys are going to want to have tea soon. Let's inhale and raise the arms. Charge those glasses. Here's cheers to all of you, to allowing us to be open-minded, allowing us to go with the flow. Breathe out, come forward. Good. Maybe hold on to the base or the glass as we gently bring it forward. Soften the head between the ears. And feel the deeper stretch now coming in the inner thigh. In Chinese medicine, this inside groin is known as the liver line, one of the liver meridians. That makes a lot of sense that I'll ask you to drink some wine once you do. But it's going to help us detox, so it's going to be all worthwhile. We're going to do some detoxing, so the wine that we drink will be flushed out of the system before you even know it. Now, as we settle into this one and we soften the body, you're going to start to notice how these legs begin to not feel like they're really gripping and that they're really holding on here. So we really want to notice what happens as we sit into a pose with breath and as we become intentional of softening the inner leg muscles. And you might not only just feel it here from, say, kneecap to pelvis, but if you're tight through the lower part of the back, I will guarantee you that you're going to start to feel that here as well. Let's take the glass, raise the glass in your left hand. Good. Bring the glass around to the outside of your left leg. Rotate the trunk head on down. If you can grab the leg, awesome. Connect to the ankle, connect to the foot. Bring the body to soften. The emphasis from the inner thigh starts to head now into the back of the leg more, okay, into the hammies. There's a little bit of rotation going on in my trunk as well. So I start to feel this in my lower back over here on this same left-hand side. If you want the calf to come into the equation, okay, into the conversation, then we pull the toes back and we press out and away through the heel. Soft and slow with the breath. Inhale. Go a little deeper, dive a little deeper on the exhale. As we breathe in, let's collect the glass. I'm going to see how we go at taking this into a lateral bend. Okay, the arms, my right arm's going to come over my head. Left arm sits onto the inside of the leg. Arm goes up. You're going to have to watch it. So that's where that neck's going to come into play. Arm comes over. Awesome. How about hugging into your ear? So I chose a white top because I didn't bring much with me. Long arm. I'm praying that my hand-eye coordination is good. Good. Keep reaching long. Keep looking underneath the arm. And feel how the length now is down this right-hand side. We want to breathe into this right side rib cage. We want to exhale and let it go. Now, if you're anything like me, even just by kind of hold the strength of this glass, can you feel how much that this arm has to work? And if you've topped yourself up real high, and you've got like half a bottle in your glass, it's going to be even heavier. Alrighty, I'm going to bring us out of it. Take a breath in. We're up. Control. Use your head. Look. Oh, nice. Okay, get ready. We're on the other side. Don't let me tell you when it's time to have a drink. Yeah. Don't let me influence you. I can be very influential. You might just have to ask some of my BMWs about that. I can see that some of them are on. Toes go back, chest floats down. Good. Here's what I'm feeling in my back this time, over here on my left side. But there's still this great hammy stretch that I'm getting. Conversation, pull back that big toe, press out through the heel. Ease into it, soften the chest into the thigh. So the lower back is part of it, is the end of the chain of where the load goes. And I can tell you that when most people come to me with back problems, it's here. It's this lower part of the back. It's what we call the TL junction, the thoracic, where the thoracic spine and the lumbar spine make contact. And it can get very stiff, but it can also get very tight because the muscles in this area tend to have to overwork. This could be for a number of reasons. One of them could be the fact that the core is not working enough for you. And when this part doesn't work well, sadly the lower back has to do more work for you. Let's hang here another 2 breaths. And you might even notice as you sit with the breaths that you start to dive a little deeper into it. Okay, there's this release. Last one, inhale. Exhale, soften. Now this means we're going into the lateral bend. Collect the glass, bring it into the opposite hand to the leg. So here my right arm's going to the inside of my leg, literally to stop me from rounding down, but to open up. Again, as we go into this side bend, out goes the arm. Watch it, up, over, into the ear. So again, it may not go into the ear, you know what? Safety reasons, this is where I'm going to leave this guy. And that's okay. Regardless, the reason why we use an arm coming over is that it adds, this lever adds extra length down this side. So we get a much stronger stretch when we add this arm. And that's why I've got our other arm there to assist, because we really want to try and get this rotation, this lateral, this side bend. Maybe I need to give a prize for the person who doesn't spill their contents. Good. So lengthen out through that top arm, anchor down with the opposite hip. Okay, so I'm really aware that I'm not rolling off my sit bones. Good. Inhale, lift on up. Ooh, we're out of here. Good. Gently place the glass down. Assist these knees to come back together. And place the feet onto the floor. This time I'm going to, I'll teach sideways so you can see where we're going to go with it. You know, this one is boat pose. It's a balanced pose and it's really great for building fire and energy and strength into your midsection, into your core here. How are we going to do this one with our glass? Once we get into boat pose, into Navasana, we are going to use it via our arms. So we're going to keep in the arms and we might do some rotation with it. But first of all, hinge back. If you get a little bit thirsty, have a drink. Hinge back. Good. This could be my isolation day 6. Hashtag momentous occasion. Never done this before. Tippy toes. Good. Embrace the belly. So draw the navel in towards the spine for me here. Engage those core muscles. Good. Now you might think, well, I can go 1 foot, and that's awesome. I could go the other foot. I could perhaps go 2 feet. My inner legs are pulling in towards one another. I did trial this by maybe putting the glass between my knees. It's okay, I could do it, but I seriously don't know how long I could do it for. I've seen people balance. Be brave, you could try. Good. Now, we know that when we start adding arms to this, this becomes a much more intense pose. Okay, so notice the core work as we change the arms. So you might think, well, it was okay here, but here's a little more challenging, and that's where I'm happy to stay. Or we could start even elevating and going even further with it. Okay, so the choice is yours, but you'll know how hard that you have to work when the arms go into elevation. Now you're going to tell this because you can hear it even in my voice. Okay, that little shimmer and sort of quivering as my belly starts to fatigue and tire. Come down. Gently pop that glass down. Here's our rest. Forehead to knees. Pull back. Chest away from the thighs. Can I say to you as well that you don't have to be using a glass of anything to do any of this? Okay, so you can just do, obviously, all of this is just a normal everyday yoga practice. No rest for the wicked. We're up again. Let's recreate wherever you felt strongest for this. Again, some people will just be tiptoes. What might be one at a time. It might be whole feet off. Some brave little souls might be able to go a little higher. Okay, choice is yours. This time, prayer position with those hands. Go from one side to the other. Jump it and twist from one side to the other. So I think I found also out the way that we can keep a really nice, smooth video here too. You won't get that what they call buffering anymore. Okay, jump from side to side. Awesome. Let's go one more. Jump and jump. Back to the center. Pop the feet down. Softly place the glass down. Here we go again. Forehead to knees. Draw and pull back as you rest down. Inhale, come back up. Cross the legs just for a moment for me on this next one. I'm even going on an angle for you so you can see my different views. Cat-cow, exhale, inhale. Glass or no glass, choice is yours. But as we round the spine, breathe it out. As we extend the spine, breathe it in. Good. Exhale. So you can even use an imaginary glass. You don't have to, as I said, literally go with the Pinot Poses idea. Inhale. Perfect. Exhale. Inhale. Good. Exhale. Let's hang in here for one more. Breathe it in. Good. And breathing it out. back to a straight spine. Keep hold of the glass in your right hand. Bring your left hand onto your knee. As we twist, extend the arm with the glass out and around. If you're doing it as a partner thing, you could maybe give your partner a cheers. Watch those glasses. But the idea here is really just to take the spine into rotation. Having this long extended arm out the back, you might be feeling it with me. That shoulder blade, my right shoulder blade is really having to actively switch on. One, to keep whatever the weight of I have here, but two, because of the length of the lever. Often what happens in this pose, we go down low. Okay, so there's not so much the shoulder doesn't have to keep the height of the arm up. So this is a really obvious working pose. Inhale, come back. Now we're going to change legs because it's important to always make sure that the two hips are evenly worked. Hand to knee, so it's always opposite hand to knee. The glass now is in that left hand. Swing it around. And opening up that chest. So again, the gaze goes with us. We watch it. We rotate the neck. So there's a lovely sort of rotational twisting movement into the neck. A little bit more work going into the back. So again, some really lovely stretching. You might even feel this. I can feel this literally running down the side of this neck here from my earlobe to the collarbones. We call them the sternocleidomastoid muscles, the long word. But they're those really, sometimes they're described also as like little violin strings. And inside the neck, they get very, very tight. Good. And then inhale, charge those glasses. Cheers. Back to the mat. Let's come to all fours. Put that glass right between those hands. Breathe out, take your cat here. Breathe in. So if you can get low enough on that inhale. Smell that glass of wine, that glass of juice, whatever it is that you may have chosen. Inhale. One last one, exhale. Inhale. Good. Square the back up. Some more core, some more balance work here. Leave your right hand balancing you onto the floor. Take the glass in your left hand. It's going to be left hand, right leg. Okay, the toes might run along the floor first, or you could lift and lengthen. This is a very obvious core workout that we do to strengthen our deeper belly muscles. Wine glass or glass in the hand also goes out to the side, a little size cheese. Anyone that might be at our side here. Bring the same arm back out in front. Bring the knee to the chest, bring the elbow in. Excellent. Cheers. Elbow in, knee in. Excellent work. Great, two more. Really putting that core into some use. Awesome. Here gets our last very one. Elbow in, knee in. Hold it. Release it down. Hands on, knees on. Hold on to that rim. Slide on back to child's. Come back up onto all fours. Glass in the other hand. So we're now going to take left leg out the back, right leg, right arm, I should say, out in front. We might leave it at that. But if we feel steady enough to add the leg, bring the leg off too. Back goes the arm. Now you start to notice that as that arm goes out to the side, there's a little bit of a wiggle in the wobble. We're going to pull up into that belly. do not want to spill one drop of that precious nectar or whatever it is that you might have. Good. Arm comes back in, leg and elbow come back in. Deeper belly work. Control it. Pull it in. Lengthen it out. Yeah, in. And out. Cool. Get 2 more of these in your home and hose. And out. 1 more. And out. Cheers, biggies. Down she goes. Hands on. Ease your way down. Always nice to have a bit of a reset in between. So from here, we're going to do, so that was almost like a all fours, what we call a quadruped, I haven't had too much to do, trust me, quadruped movement. And we're going to take ourselves now into more of a side plank. And in order to do that, the knees are going to come together. Rather than having my hands shoulder width, we're going to put the left hand in the midline of the mat. Good, grab your one and the other hand to the side. Swing the legs out and around to the side. Pull this side waist away from the floor. Take the arm now up. So we often will do this if you're feeling super brave and you want to go into full side plank and you want to back yourself, you're most welcome to. You might go a little half version. You could do this. Or you could even go a little stronger and gain that leg lift. Okay, sometimes we'll even do that. Take the leg down towards the floor. Bend this elbow. We do a thread through. So we tuck under. If you feel more stable having that back leg slightly tucked under and bent, look at it. You've got to check that you're not going to spill anything. Watch it, watch it, watch it, watch it, watch it. Tuck it. Twist it. Open it. Release it. Good. Last 2. Thread. Tuck. Open. Release. Awesome. You have 2 more. Thread, tuck. Pull that left sideways, up, out, and away from the floor. Nice work. Come back around. Hands, knees. Other hand. I'm going to swing myself around the mat just because I don't want to have my back to you. That would be rude. Hand in the middle. Knees together. Spin it. Open it. Get ready. Have you got your glass? Open it up. Tuck it on. Good. We're going to use one of these as our last ones. Good. Thread and tuck. Open and release. Good. Thread and tuck. Open and release. If you want to add the leg, use your other version. Some people might do a little lift as well. All about trying to use our side belly. So remember, you don't have to use the wine. You don't have to use a glass. This can all just be done as we normally would do it, freestyle. Hands back over onto the mat. Softly let that glass go back down. Find your way and wriggle it back to take a moment to rest. Coming back up onto hands and knees. Come back and meet me here, cross-legged. So we've had a little bit of half an hour of fun. If you want to keep going in your own time and continue on with the practice in any way, shape or form, you're absolutely most welcome to. It's important to always work at your own level. So know that if you want to take another 10 or 15 minutes to do some of your own practice, I definitely would suggest continuing on and doing some more in your own practice, maybe some standing poses just to get some energy and some work into the legs. But that was a nice little warm up and certainly somewhere for you then to continue to progress onto from here. You will see me again tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the last free to air, shall we call it, class. From there on, all those people, because it is the end of the month, and as my regular people know, we pay monthly for our classes, and this was an opportunity for people to continue on with their practice. You may stay with me. This is not the end of the road. If you're happy to continue to see a whole abundant different kinds of classes, we've got some kids stuff that will come on board with us as part of our lives. We'll do restorative classes. We will do yin practice. There'll be a whole gamut of different styles of classes that will be either live, and that'll be in most cases, and then again you'll find them. They'll just be dropped into this onto a private page that only those who've paid their fees can access. So those details will have been sent to all of my students, my current students, those people who want to stay with me that maybe aren't currently a pure yoga student. You can privately message me through our Facebook page and I can send you our bank details, and that way you can stay in touch with some amazing yoga classes. This is a whole new experience for all of us, and I know that taking our practice is really what's going to get us through some really turbulent, and I'm sure there's a lot more turbulent times to come. Our yoga practice is an opportunity for us to find peace and find calm in the storm. Let's bring our palms of our hands together at the heart center. We're just going to allow the head to gently drop. It's here that we give thanks to one another. The word namaste is always used to complete class. And it basically means that I honor the light in you. And when we both say it collectively, or we all say it together, it brings us into connection together for us to say, thank you. And I'm honoring your practice, honoring the time that we've given to each other. So let's finish all together. One full deep breath in. One big deep breath out. Let it go. Let's finish with namaste. Namaste. Thank you. Have a wonderful evening. I'll see you tomorrow.